Gainz Nation, what's going on, our Gainz podcasters? Thanks for tuning in for episode 28. Are we on episode 28 already? We've got my main man eating his sweet potato for carbs,
Antoine Coletta,
and Roman Long. We're bringing you what to expect when your gym opens back up. It's going to be soon, folks. We're going to be getting in. The Gainz train is going to be entering the station. Let's go.
I thought you were gonna title this "What to Expect When Expecting."
Well, I have been getting a little chubby during quarantine, so a food baby is most certainly on the way.
Dude, this is like the time to be. You know, when YouTube videos or like YouTube creators are like trying to grab people's attention, but they like tease them so hard that it's not really what the title is. Like, think about it. If we name this title "What to Expect When Expecting," you know, we could get future mothers, we can get current mothers, gym believers, COVID people, or COVID supporters. Dude, it could. I'm just a marketing master.
This is how we bring people into fitness donut in your mouth.
I like donuts. Dude, I forgot to show you. Sam's got a yoga mat with donuts all over it. I forgot to send you a photo, but keep going. Cool. Yeah, we'll
All right, folks. We're gonna be talking today about what you can expect. Everyone's probably got so day one. Let's go day one here. You walk in, obviously. You come with your hand sanitizer. You're gonna be sanitizing everything. You get your face mask on the top of your head. Hopefully you're wearing a Tyvek suit. Some sort of goggles, if not like a full face shield. You should probably just like tape yourself up with like pillows just in case. I mean, you never know. Like some sort of trajectory could just fly out of the air. These are crazy times we're living here, folks. On your feet, like put on 2 pairs of shoes. If you don't have 2 pairs of shoes, tie pillows to your feet. Hopefully you have at least like 4 pillows. No.
I love this.
So things are probably going to be a little weird, a little different. It's probably going to be pretty tempting to like jump right back in and just start smashing yourself.
Well, quick question.
Yeah.
Quick question before this. Do you really think gyms are going to be starting to open up like as like June 1st? Because I have a feeling gyms and like social gathering places is like like bars, the ones that like close late. I feel like they're gonna be like the last one to open. Is that just me thinking of this, or?
I think it's gonna be like per state. To be honest with you, you're probably right. So because especially like global gyms like FFC or like LA Fitness, man, like holy heck, they could have like 150 people like on the like one strip at a time, you know?
Yeah, I've gone to a lot of LA Fitnesses, and like I remember like the week before everything closed down, I hit up the sauna, and because that's like, you know, I got the insurance membership through my insurance. So guys, I don't know if we mentioned it before, check your insurance, see if they do any gym memberships, because Roman does it, I do it. Oh no, you don't do it anymore. Oh yeah, you do. Your gym's on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like $25 a month for Blue Cross Blue Shield in Illinois. Yep. But check it out. But a week before, like all this was like everything was like permanently closed, like for good. Like I remember just going in the locker room, people were just like sitting, like literally like putting their clothes on in the locker room, like literally in a line. And like you're talking about the place where people like, you know, if they're sitting on the chair and the person before them didn't take a shower and just was sweating all over that thing and didn't even wipe it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why gyms, I feel like, are going to be the last place to be open.
Yeah. Yeah, it is possible. I do think it will be like dating, because some states are like already talking about like slowly starting to open things up at like the end of this week, start of next week type deal. I guess it's anyone's guess, to be honest with you.
Yeah, what's day one look like then? Like if like let's say it's June 1st, everything's good.
Yeah. So day one, you walk back into the gym. Things will probably be like a little weird. people might be like a little, maybe like overly friendly. People might be like overly distant. That'll fade over time. People just like need to get back like into their like routines or habits type deal. If you usually like lift with your bros and whatnot, you'll probably be fine if you like ignore the rest of like the people in the gym. If you're usually used to like socialize with people in the gym, that people will be like a little hesitant, so they might keep themselves a little bit longer than they typically would. I think that's probably like the psychological backlash from like everything that's going on with COVID-19. But yeah. So I think like a lot of like the people that would listen to the podcast, like you probably like to go and just like smash yourself in the gym, and like that's totally cool. It might not be optimal, and like especially if you're used to like working at like a certain threshold, depending on what you're doing in quarantine. Like for example, me, I still work out like 6 days a week. I will probably still be like pretty significantly like deconditioned, I would say, just because like I won't be used to like carrying the same like heavy weight on my back. So like I was planning on doing like 300 for like triples. Like I won't go anywhere near that. Like I might work up to like 135 for like a couple of sets of 20, and then like do some like light hack squats, get like a good pump in my quads, and maybe some like couple sets of leg extensions. Like that'll be like my quad work, as opposed to like pre like all this. I would have done like 4 heavy sets, like probably 4x3 of like 300, and then like hit like 3 or 4 sets of like leg extensions like till failure. So I'll probably do like a little bit less sets. I'll definitely like drop the intensity a little bit, but I'll still want to get like a good like pump and whatnot, because like the gym is just good for that. I'm not looking for like optimal hypertrophy gains. I'm just looking to get my body like reacclimated to like carrying around some weight, like whether it's just like holding a bar in my hands for a bench, whether it's like pulling a bar off the ground for deadlift, or whether it's like carrying a bar on my back. Like even like the few times I've joked around and like squatted Laura for like 20 reps or whatever. I'm not doing that like every workout. So if I was, like I'd be a little bit in better shape. So you kind of have to look at it from like what you've been doing. If your baseline has been like just doing like body weight movements, don't like go in there to smash yourself, because you'll probably wake up the next day, especially if you go hard on like hamstrings, and like you won't be able to like bend your knee. So like be sensible about it. You can still like train hard. I wouldn't like push up too much, because there will be like a certain degree of like deconditioning. We're not here to like give you rhabdo. So if you're like if your pee looks like a dark brown or something like that, you might want to go to like the ICU or something like that. Yeah, so I'd say day one, make sure you do like significantly less than you were doing before everything hit. I would say like 50% is a good rule of thumb. I'm just pulling that number out of like top of my head, just because it's an appreciable reduction in volume. And at the very least, like if you want to just like smash it and you still like go to failure, at least like the maximum you probably could have been doing pre this would be like 10 or 12 sets per body part per like workout. Like that would be like pretty intense, especially if you're like bringing them to failure, close to failure. So if you knock that down to like 4, 5, 6 sets, then that's probably a good place to start at. That's where I'm thinking of starting at. I'm not going to go like heavy on anything. Like 35% of my like squat max is like what I'll do for like reps for just like 2 or 3 sets. Same thing with like deadlifts. It's probably same thing with bench. And that's just to acclimate myself. Acclimate like the muscle fibers of like my forearm when I'm holding the bench. So my recommendation is take a turtle's pace to jumping back into the gym. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys think about it, Google, if you guys like bodybuilding, Google Kevin Levrone after this. Google and obviously there's juice involved, the juice as you might refer to, but that guy like retired for bodybuilding for like what was it, like 5 years or something. He came back and like
Yeah.
even muscle memory from years, like he literally, I mean, he didn't look as big and obviously as shredded because of age and whatnot, but man, this guy put on pretty much like all the muscle he had before. So like in reality, if we're thinking about it, like half of March was gone, April's gone, and May. That's only like 2.5 months. So like to like take a week, maybe 2 weeks to just like, do 50% or even less if you need to. That's like nothing because like if
Yeah.
it's only this 2.5 months, it's really that nothing that bad. I mean, for people like me who, I'm honestly not a firm believer of June 1st, like for Illinois at least. Maybe I just I don't maybe I'm just thinking negative or something, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. I've been looking at barbells. I've been looking to get like stuff because like honestly, I just miss deadlifting, and like deadlifting this year when my back was healed was one of my main goals. And like honestly, moving forward, I mean, I'm in a different position than Roman because Roman's, obviously, he lives like near downtown Chicago. Like he lives in an apartment, all that stuff's a little bit different for him. Whereas like someone like me, we have like a basement to like work out in, we're in the suburbs of Illinois. So like, I don't know, maybe it's a time to invest into like just home gym essentials. I don't know. That's I don't know.
True.
That's like
Yeah.
something that Sam and I have been talking about. I mean, I don't know if you guys like I don't know. I mean, I know when Roman gets a house of his own and I know that's like one of his goals. I bet like Roman's gonna probably get like a rack now or something. Just so that, like we were talking to Sam, I was like, honey, I mean, if we're getting a garage, we're getting a 3-car garage. One car for you, one car for me, and then our gym.
Hell
But
yeah.
like I don't know. I can't, I don't know what else to think. Like, like my buddy has like a whole setup, and he's been able to do everything he needs and everything, and he just got a house recently, and they've been lifting in the garage. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've been like watching like gym garage reviews, like not or garage gym reviews, not like a lot, but like I've watched a decent amount like
yeah.
throughout quarantine, and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, like for like a cheap alternative, like that's a really good idea. Like I really like what Mike Israel's been doing. He got a plate loaded pull down, so you can do like lat pull downs. You could do like any type of variation that you can do, like with a cable coming from
Mhm.
like a high pulley.
Mhm.
Dude, you load that thing up to like 200 plus pounds. Like that thing is baller. That's good to go. That's years worth of progression right there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that is dope. I definitely need to get something like that. Obviously, like squat rack, so you can do like deadlift. Well, you can do deadlift like anywhere with anything. But so you can do like squats, and you have some safety bars.
Bench.
You can do bench. You can set up like if you were gonna do like powerlifting, like comp style bench, and you want to do like one board, two board, or something like that, you can just set up like um, the safety bars for something like that. Yeah, so I won't lie, like I have looked into some of that stuff, and it does get me like excited for when I finally do like eventually
Start
move
lifting.
away from
Yeah.
Chicago and like
Yeah.
yeah, get a house and all that.
Yeah, I've been thankful like cuz my brother who he lives like down the ways from me, and we've seen him before all this. He's out of work, so like none of us have been like socializing with anybody. So when we go over there, he actually has a bench. Unfortunately, he only has like 130, like 245-pound plates. So
Yeah.
every time I go over there, like like the last week I was over there with my and then I hit a set of 20 because like
Heck yeah.
I was like, why not? I still got it on my chest at least. Like,
I love
and
it.
I was about to load that thing and start squatting 135, but I was like, nah, I don't want to lift it over my head and put it on my back and all that good stuff. So
That's awesome. I love it. So
so
that's definitely that
yeah.
that's definitely something that like people could look into is like I'm sure people like already are is like a at home gym setup. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say like It's crazy. Like, we're talking about like programming for like home workouts and whatnot. I'm actually like, I was gonna take it to like 6 weeks and then deload. But I'm on like I think we're on the 5th week of staying at home and working out. But I couldn't do it anymore, man. I have to deload. Like I'm getting pretty sore out here. It's just
Heck
it's
yeah.
crazy.
It's awesome.
It's crazy.
That's awesome. I've kind of taken a couple like auto like regulated leg day deloads, I suppose you'd say. Just more like based off of like cranky knees and whatnot. I honestly think it's more because of like my step count has been reduced. So whenever like my step count drops like pretty consistently or significantly, I notice that my joints start to ache a little bit more. So they definitely like movement.
Yeah.
Like for example, like my step count was like 1,000 yesterday or less. I stood in front of the computer for like 11 hours yesterday. I was just cranking it out, and I had a decent sales day, so like it paid off. But man, like today, like my right hip was kind of bothering me, so I was like, I'm not doing that shit again. Like I'm gonna go for like a couple of walks and make sure that like I stretch out. Like I did some like hip thrusts and like some what do you call them, like abduction drills, just like little stuff like that, just kind of make things like happy again. And just like 2 walks, like 5,000 steps I've probably taken so far today, and it feels much better.
Now,
So
do you guys still have like a lot of like trails and stuff open by you, or?
So there's like a path that I'll usually go, like I'll walk along the lake north. You can still like technically do that. People have kind of gotten weird. Like people have like yelled and like run away. Like if I like walk through there sometimes, just because like people take like the 6 feet thing, like to be like, if you're an inch closer, then like you're going to get COVID. It's like, oh, well, no. And like 6 feet isn't like necessarily safe either. It's just like a general recommendation. Like I'm not going to come and shake your hand, but if we have to pass each other and there's like only 4 feet between us, like, so be it. That's just like, you'd assume it as like a nominal increase in risk is what that like encounter would be. I'm not going to turn to you. I'm not going to breathe on you,
Also, a general recommendation is to eat like 40 grams of protein per day.
Yeah. 50 grams of protein a day. Like, man, you're eating that and you're like small Titus, man.
Whoa, you threw out the S word. Wow, I haven't heard that. Wow. Can I make a phone call to Billy, please? Can we get Billy on the line, Roman, please? Anybody? Small Titus? Wow, you've turned into a monster.
Oh god. Yeah, just kidding. But no, you're right. When it comes to like general recommendations, I think we make a lot of general recommendations just because we try to like put out information for people that is as like broad as possible and can be like broadly applicable. But general information is just that it's general, and that means that it lacks specifics from a philosophical standpoint.
Yeah, and back to like the title of this episode, like what to expect when you're going back in the gym. Honestly, like if they do reopen, I think like there's not going to be a lot of foot traffic, just because as much as I say like gyms are unsafe and like they're dirty and stuff, honestly, like when you first get a tattoo, like they say not to like go work out. And I had a pretty cool tattoo artist, and he told me like once it's done, like pretty much like bleeding or like it's starting to heal, like where like they're scabbing and stuff, like just don't wear like clothing that's gonna, because it's on by my left armpit. But like he told me not to wear like clothing. I should wear long sleeves throughout the whole process. Like try not putting anything like pressure on it, because you don't, even though you have clothes, like you don't want to like lean your arm on anything. And like I still managed to like come out no infections. Like Sam had one on her leg, and she was going to the gym with me for, I think it was like what, 2-3 weeks that we like, it was like fully healed, which was, it's not a long time, but like I don't know, I think if there's precautions, like especially with that stuff. But see, the thing is though, like it depends. We don't know how far this is going to take us or how much it like drastically it's going to take us. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
I would say just like be respectful of like yourself, like the space that like you're occupying, like others in the gym. Like you might see like Jim from the gym that you like to talk about the gym to Jim and be like, hey Jim, what's going on? Good to see you in the gym. And he might have his headphones in, it might give you like a wave, and he might turn around, like go into the other room. I would say like try not to be offended, because going back to like some of my earlier statements, different people are like, everyone's kind of processing this in a different way. Some people are going to take it like a whole lot more. It's going to kind of change their worldview, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I think it's already changed their worldview. It continues to, and it might for like the foreseeable future. I'd say if you're like pretty good acquaintances or like homeboys with them, and they're like a little like off at first, like kind of, I would say just give them some time. If you're like homeboys with them, like you have their number, like you'd always like shoot them a text like, hey, everything good, like just want to check in, and then like you can let them like come to you. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if some people are like taking it like a little off or a little like hard. If people are a little off, there also might be people that like they like went to like the most strict quarantine, like stay at home, where they like never were out. So they might want to talk to you, and you're like, oh, hey bro, like I need to get this set. Like I really love the conversation, but can we put a pause on it? Like don't like be like, don't stress out about that. Like there's definitely going to be those people as well, because they're probably like so cooped up that they're just excited to be out in public, see other people, like see people are like doing well relatively, and just be like around people that like doing the same thing as them, like picking things up, putting them down.
Yeah, and also too, like I said, like maybe if you do live at a home, maybe you do. The only thing is, the only bad thing about like something like this though is like, but see, the thing is though, it's like kind of like the flu, kind of like whatever. But see, the thing is, the symptoms and whatnot may not be there. It's like most of the time, in my experience, like I'm worried more about like my father who's at high risk, my mother-in-law that's in high risk. So I don't know if it's going to affect people that way as well, but like the gym is like a very, like I said, a place where, a lot of people are sweating, a lot of people are moving, a lot of people are touching stuff. So still there, buddy?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the internet's been kind of wonky. It's like it's dropped a few times, and I don't know if this ever happened to you. Citrix will like just start a countdown. It'll say like, we'll try to like restart within this time frame.
Yeah.
And like the customer will just start saying like, "Oh, are you there?" And like the phone starts like freaking out. It'll like start re-registering. I'm like, oh my god, the freaking internet, man. It's whatever. First world problems.
Yeah, I mean, especially during this time, internet has been a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's let us continue our job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say like just in general, like the big thing is like I'd say temper your expectations with like if you feel like you lost some gains, like no worries, it's gonna come back. Like if you have a mentality where like you like to train hard, you're gonna train hard, and you're gonna like train smart too, and not just like go in and like freaking demolish yourself every session. You'll be fine. It's gonna come back like much quicker than you'll probably expect. If people are like a little off, just give them some space. If people are like a little like up in your face, like maybe you need a little bit of space, and it's okay to tell them that. Things will get back to normal. I do believe that. I just think that it might take a little bit of time.
Yeah, and also like, just stay cautious of like a lot of things until we know otherwise. Um, and then just stay working out. I mean, honestly, I know some people that are watching this are Midwesterns like Roman and I, and he's also from the East Coast, but like, dude, it's gonna be nice as hell outside. Like,
Yeah,
this is a good time to do like outdoor projects, ride a bike. I couldn't tell you how happy I was to grease up the chain and fill the tires of the bike. Like,
yeah,
play basketball. But if you have a rim at your house, guys, come on. I'm not talking about the parks. Stay at home. but but no, it's just like, just like try to figure out like, other hobbies within like, like
yeah,
nature. Like, Sam and I have been finding another, like on the weekend, we're trying to find like a different trail every time, and then, or like a different scenery. So we don't get sick of seeing the same thing and we're just stuck and we feel like we're stuck. So I think that's been helping a lot. And, if, like I said before, my previous one, you guys got to check out. I forgot to tell you guys in the beginning of this. I posted the at-home workout again too, and then Roman posted one. So if you guys haven't checked that out, check that out. I forgot to post it on Instagram. I didn't post it on Instagram. I've been pretty lazy with that stuff, but yeah, I mean, if like Roman, like I said before, like we both said before, like if you guys want, like, I even made a comment in the at-home workout, like if you want, like just send me like any workout you've been doing before. Send me what equipment you have now, like currently, like if you're a house, apartment, condo, townhouse, whatever, your parents' house, and then we could flip that program. Like we'll definitely get into like the areas where we can't do, but we could substitute with something else, and then go from there. Because like, just keep trying to do something while you can.
yeah, yeah. And I think the most important thing, honestly, in this time is just like staying active. Like one day of like a high degree of relative inactivity for me, and like my body starts to get cranky, and it's just like, man, you need to get off the couch and start moving, Roman. Even though like I stand most of the day, so that's like how I set it up. But inside I'm just like a cranky old grandma.
Is that how your never mind, your Volvo, is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's Laura's.
I know, but I forgot what it was called. I was gonna try to say it, but I was like, Bobo, is that what it is?
She's not cranky. She's a very nice lady.
She's a very nice lady.
That's it, Irish. That's really funny. No, but yeah, no, staying active is like super important. Yeah, picking up like different hobbies never hurts too. Like Laura and I, we've like started to do like more birding. So we bought like a decent pair of binoculars, and we go around and we're like trying to make sure we don't look creepy. Like, I mean, sometimes it's hard to not look creepy when you're like staring into people's like windows, but I guess that's like the price you pay. That was a joke.
Hashtag birding or hashtag stalk you.
We do it in parks and stuff like that. But yeah. So try and stay active, folks. That's really important. I'm pretty confident, and I'm pretty positive, like optimistic. I think things will get back to normal like in no time. Laura the other day, she was like, it's gonna be like 31 days. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I was like, I'll just take one day at a time. Let's worry about today. That's all we can worry about.
Yeah, and then like one last note, I just want to say, like, besides like physical fitness, like, make sure you're like, in my opinion, I think this is also another vital time to like educate. So like, Roman and I still work full time. We do the podcast. We have partners in life. We have family to talk to. Also, like, we read. We still try to educate ourselves. Like Roman's trying to pick up the hashtag birding and learn more about that. So like, I think I had to talk about this with Sam the other day. Like, I think that's like so important. Like when Sam's not working and she's like here because she doesn't work fully through the week, she's like reading a book while I'm working the whole time. So I think
That's awesome.
so I think like stuff like that, and like when I have downtime, I'm reading the book that Roman gave me, the NSCA book. which pretty much is like almost like NASM. Why not just merge the companies together?
Yeah.
But no, like I think this is a vital time. Just like I don't know, I've even stopped playing video games as much. Like I don't even play, and I'm home more. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. That's my closing statement.
Yeah.
Judge, guilty, not guilty.
Not guilty, baby.
Awesome. Well, anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's it. That's good.
Go ahead, buddy. Close this out.
I'd say stay positive, folks. We're gonna keep the Gainz train rolling every day. Don't you forget about us. Don't sleep on us.
Don't ever sleep on Barrio. Okay, but also we still have something special for you guys. As you tell, it's the same one right now, but we still got something special for you guys. Just be on the lookout for that. And Roman, you do the thing. I'm out.
Gainz Nation. Tune in every Friday, sometime between I don't know. We do it like 10 a.m. Eastern.
Just do Friday. No, Friday's 5 p.m. Central.
Tune in every Friday, 5 p.m. CST. That's Central Standard Time, folks. You're going to be getting Gainz Nation information. This is going to be top of the line. This is going to be breaking news. If you want to get huge, jacked arms, legs, if you want to get fit, trim, if you want to throw that paper in the air, baby, tune in. Thanks, folks, for tuning in. Another great episode 28 in the books. Roman, signing out. Deuces.
Peace, guys.